Watching The Truman Show, I realized something. Betrayal doesn't always arrive with cruelty. Sometimes it comes wrapped in comfort, spoken in the voice of the person you trust most. And nowhere is that truth clearer than in the scene where Truman sits on a bridge with his best friend Marlon. It's 3 minutes of the most devastating, comforting betrayal. And once you see what's happening in this moment, the quiet calculation behind the comfort, you can't unsee it.
I don't know what to think, Marlon. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but it feels like the whole world revolves around me somehow.
Truman has started to notice the seams of his world, little repetitions, perfectly timed coincidences, a kind of choreography he can't quite name. At this point, we know what he doesn't, that his life is a television show, and that everyone around him is an actor. And that gap between what he feels and what we know is what makes this moment so quietly brutal. Earlier that day, he'd tried to escape the town of Sea Haven entirely, only to be turned back by a series of perfectly timed obstacles. By the time he sits on that bridge with Marlon, he's not spiraling, he's worn down. He's reached that quiet, fragile place you get when you fought something you can't name and lost. And that's where Marlon steps in. This is the moment where the cruel comfort begins.
Maybe I'm losing my mind, but it feels like the whole world revolves around me somehow.
Sure that's not wishful thinking? You wishing you'd made something more out of yourself? Who hasn't wanted to be somebody?
Marlon doesn't confront Truman's doubts. He soothes them. He suggests that maybe these strange feelings are just insecurity, that Truman is like anyone else who wishes their life had turned out a little bigger, a little brighter. It's the kind of reassurance a real friend might offer. You're not strange, you're just like everybody else. This comparison to everyone else is the kind of comfort that will make you feel grounded again, folded back into the safety of the ordinary, as if the very act of being just like everybody else is enough to quiet the part of you that knows something is wrong. But Truman isn't persuaded. He pushes back, quietly but firmly.
This is different. Everybody seems to be in on it.
And it's in that moment, that small refusal to be soothed, that the scene shifts. Marlon realizes gentle reassurance isn't enough, so he reaches for something deeper, something harder to question, their shared past.
I've been your best friend since we were 7 years old, Truman. Only way you and I ever made it through school was by cheating off each other's test papers. We were right together and we were wrong together.
He pivots into childhood memories, stories meant to feel warm and comforting, the kind of nostalgia that blurs the edges of doubt and pulls someone back into the version of reality you need them to believe. Psychologists talk about how nostalgia isn't just remembering, it's grounding. When the present feels unstable, the past becomes a kind of emotional anchor. Familiar memories make the world feel safe again, even if only for a moment. And in this scene, Marlon uses it as a kind of anesthesia.
Remember that time I stayed up with you all night in your tent? Because you wanted to play North Pole? And I got pneumonia? You remember that?
You were out of school for about a month.
Marlon doesn't give Truman another opportunity to push back. Not this time. Instead, he moves into something even more intimate. Shared disappointment.
I know that things haven't really worked out for either of us like we used to dream they would. I know that feeling when it's like everything's slipping away and you don't want to believe it, so you look for answers somewhere else.
He starts talking about the dreams they both lost, the chances they both missed, as if their failures are the same. It's a powerful emotional tactic because it creates solidarity through struggle. It makes Truman feel less alone in his confusion, and that closeness is exactly what could pull him back toward the lie. Because that's always been the story between them. They've always been right together, and they've always been wrong together. And then the scene breaks its own spell. Marlon begins a sentence, and the film finishes it somewhere else.
Well, the point is, I'd gladly walk in front of traffic for you.
point is, I would gladly step in front of traffic for you, Truman.
Suddenly, we're in the control room, watching the producer feed Marlon the words meant to steady Truman.
And the last thing that I would ever do is lie to you.
And it's here that the comfort becomes something else entirely, because the words Truman hears as devotion, as proof of loyalty, proof of friendship, aren't coming from Marlon at all. They're coming from the man who built the world around him. The reassurance is real in tone, real in delivery, real in the way it softens Truman's face, but its source is manufactured. It's comfort as control, affection as architecture, a lie delivered with the full weight of a friendship that never actually existed. And this is the part that hurts the most, because it isn't just that he's being lied to, it's that the lie has been built out of everything he's ever loved. Because what hurts the most isn't the lie, it's how safe the betrayal feels.
If everybody is in on it, I'd have to be in on it too.
Funny how the smallest things got the heaviest weight to whom it may concern.